Okay, this was too early. We made a mistake. This is a fail.
Mistakes are made.
eBay Live. Hey, Primo. Spam and chat. Hopefully your day has been profitable so far. I don't know because I didn't even have time to look at eBay today. I haven't finished I'm half into the reset. This was too early.
Yeah, there's some scrambling going on this morning.
Yeah, Ladybug. Aloha. How you doing? Jacqueline Rose. Hi. Big triple horn for... Oops. Not on the right page. Yeah, this was, yeah. I don't... Excuse me 1 second. I do not trust myself making decisions anymore. Hey, I just wanted to see what 11 o'clock would be like. And I'm up very early. I'm up at like 5 o'clock in the morning. So I thought maybe 11 would just be great. Get this in, get everybody sort of like revved up for the day. Well, amateur hour over here forgot that we're actually eBayers and that in the morning I package things. I'm not done with those either. So couldn't finish my eBay duties. Couldn't finish my packaging. Scrambled. Something's wrong with the broadcast setup right here. So I can't use my off-site noises or coming out of different it's not working right. So I didn't even have time to like troubleshoot if I had. 2:30 is such a magical, wonderful time. Don't you agree? Yes. Don't you agree, darling?
Yes. The grass was not greener on the other side.
Well, I didn't even know what was over here. I was just like, there's a place we could go do something. And so I was like, okay, let's try 11 o'clock. Aloha, Wendy, Biff Boffo, Captain Kangaroo. Yeah, Captain Kangaroo was on, like, I was eating breakfast at the table, and there would be, there was Deputy Dog. Well, what did Deputy Dog do? He said, I can't remember what he said. There was some saying that came out of Deputy Dog. And then, aloha, Gina, Quirky Picker, Tommy Bernard, aloha.
Aloha, everyone.
Welcome.
Tommy, maybe you should sleep at the desk.
I know. Just head down. That's happened before. In fact, wasn't that happening last night? I was literally here, and you yelled at me. You're like, I'm talking to you. And you were like fierce. You're like, roar, I'm talking to you. Why are you falling asleep? And I'm like, I'm literally just falling asleep. I wasn't falling asleep at you. I
had a great idea, which I don't remember what it was. And
oh, yes, you did. You were explaining it to me, and I was literally falling asleep, but not because your idea was boring, because I was literally just falling asleep. I was nodding off.
I thought it was like the best idea in the world, which I don't remember again.
What was it?
It really wasn't.
Once you say it, it goes away.
Oh, dang. I don't know. Yeah, no idea.
Jeff, thank you. Mary, folks, always great to catch you live. Thank you very much. You don't always catch us live, but you did this morning. That's interesting. So I'm taking a like sort of a visual idea to see who shows up this morning. I mean, I think the afternoon is just better because our plan for YouTube is like to do 3 lives, 2 eBay specific lives, and our Tiki one just because Friday is our Tiki one at 4, and then keep with the 2:30, but do it on Monday and Wednesday. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday lives.
Yeah.
And then put out some video content, and then we solved eBay and YouTube and all the social medias. Yeah. Oh, aloha, Hot Wheels. Thanks for that idea the other yesterday. That really worked. I'm glad to see that you can use the app for something. I had to get out my magnifying glass to use my phone, but still, it works so great. Moronic Pest, aloha. Cowabunga, perhaps. Also, eat my shorts and don't have a cow man. I like mornings. It is nice now that we're here and it's working, sort of.
Right, but still,
that was just
still have how many things we need to
pack. That was
a
total cluster this morning.
And our post person will be here,
Yeah. And right when we woke up, and I got down here, I started packaging things. I was like, just immediately, like at about 6 o'clock this morning, I was like, oh, 11 o'clock was a colossal mistake. And everything just started spiraling. We were like running around, like, knocking into each other. Like, what do we do? How do we do this? We can't
like a cartoon.
Totally like a cartoon.
Well, Valerie McKee commented yesterday. After the live, and she was saying, "Well, do it at 2:30. 11 a.m. is packing and post office time."
She hit the
so
money
true.
on the mark. Yeah. Oops. I forgot that I was a real person and not just a YouTube. But so yeah, so we'll do it at 2:30. What we're gonna do is Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Spread them out a little extra because I did it on Tuesday. So Monday at 2:30 Eastern, Wednesday 2:30 Eastern, Friday 4 Eastern, and then we'll do some video stuff because we do have a lot of ideas for videos. Matt Marg is in the house. Need lots of horn. It's too early.
I think you're pretending that my little button thing doesn't work.
It doesn't. It's coming out of the TV for whatever reason.
I know.
The noise.
Because I overuse it.
No. I could put the band hammer down on you using it, but that's not what I'm doing. See, the only reason you can hear it in your headphones is because it's playing on those speakers. Yeah. That's not right.
Yeah, and it was the tape sound effect, but it sounded like a burp almost. That's the James tape. Not hearing it properly. Yeah.
I'm gonna go out and start taking a lot of creator little sayings from creators and pepper them into our morning zoo. But it'll just have to be afternoon zoo. We're not doing morning zoo. But thank you everybody for being here. I really appreciate that. So, I mean, some of you, I know Biff Baffa's on the westerly coast.
It's super early. Well, 8.
That is actually the right coast. The left coast is the right coast. I mean, I'm an East Coaster now. I admit it, but you can't take the West Coast out of me. Do I fit in? Do I look East Coasterly with a chartreuse Hawaiian shirt and a gold hat? Is that classic East Coast style? Aloha from Germany. Yeah, and it's 4 p.m. So actually, this is a good time for the people in other parts of the world.
Yep.
For the European continent, this is probably a great time. But unfortunately, it's too hard because it was like such amateur hour this morning. It was really, honestly, I was just like, I can't package by 11. I just had like a fantasy. And then right when we're done at 12:30, then we would get into our 1959 Mercedes 190 SL convertible and just kind of drive off into the sunset, maybe a day at the beach. And we also live in Vermont where that's all snow outside. So I wasn't thinking it through, apparently.
Biff is saying you're still 100% Bay Area.
I am. I really am. Yay, Bay Area.
Yes, Patricia, get those ice gripper thingies on.
Oh, you got to get those. Don't fall on your wrists and break them both like our mailman did.
Or knock your skull.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And your mom knocked your skull too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was a kind of a light skull, but she was a little dingy for a month. Almost like
her
forever.
Her head did crack and her eyes all turned
black and blue.
Yeah. It was
Vermont
weird.
is trying to kill you is the problem. Winter tries to kill you. Tommy says that used to happen to me all the time. Every update window would change the audio routing. I had to go into sounds and reroute all the apps and devices. Yeah, and I did mess around with it yesterday because I thought I'd fixed, and then I don't remember what I did. It's something to do with monitor and output and the mapping. Yeah.
Patricia was saying that her post office pickup, they blew it off yesterday.
Supposedly same with us. Aloha Curious Collections. Welcome. Good morning.
We thought that yesterday, our post office was going to blow us off too, but so at 4:35 we hopped in the car and the roads were so bad it was snowing pretty hard, and
this is not iced coffee, it's just a big jug of Kahlua nuts.
And we got to the post office before they closed, but right when we got home we saw our post person, poor Bart. He was
running it was dark out.
It was dark.
You couldn't even see him.
And I said, "Oh, we brought our stuff to the post office," and I felt bad for him. It was like he was trying to explain. He's like, "Oh, when it's this bad, we only have
our postman is awesome.
We only have front wheel drive, no snow tires," and he said, "I have to do a different part of the route because I'll get stuck when the roads are this bad."
There's like a little gully that separates these two little sections.
He said, "I have to do that before I do this route,
or he'll get stuck in the gully forever."
I said,
"There's
that's
turtles
okay,
down there.
Don't worry."
I like turtles. I like turtles.
Turtles.
So they didn't actually blow us off, but we thought they might have. But that's okay because of the weather. And we just, if it's 4:30, we're gonna take them ourselves.
But Patricia is right. eBay doesn't forgive for weather.
No, they do have something dated like late December saying they would forgive weather stuff, but I don't think that's valid anymore. We said hi to Curious Collections. Yep, we see your videos from time to time pop up. It was 6 degrees when I got up this morning. What is it here?
It was 14.
We got a balmy 14 degrees here in Burlington, Vermont. It's 11:04 a.m. Welcome, everybody. I'm Primo Kimo. This is Spam Banshee. This little dog right here is Pokey.
He's sleeping, of course.
It's too early for Pokey. He wakes up and he has 3 naps before 10. 10 is when he comes for his first treat, and he's like, I'm not going to even eat this. I just want it for when I wake up from my 4th nap at 11. That's how he rolls. Biff also has the best. Well, you can't. We're going to have to put up our mail carriers first to see who's best. Ours is literally, I think he was an Eagle Scout. He's a big Boy Scout guy, and he follows the rules to the T. We can't even tip him other than cookies at Christmas weeks. Did the whole show on the $100 cookies because that's how much cookies cost now for some reason to make them ourselves. And he makes it a point. He parks at our house for like the street, and then he comes to our bin. He checks it when he gets there, and when he comes back, in case we have any extras that came since he's been there. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better person, except for possibly Biff Boffos, because we don't know.
Well, and he's the one that told us about scheduling pickups.
He had transferred off my route, but he was on paternity leave. Well, congratulations to your postal worker. And also, I'm glad that they're back because we have 2 or 3 other postal carriers that we recognize that fill in because obviously our great one.
Angry Man.
Angry Man's one of them.
He's always like,
young guy. We watch because we have the Ring, doorbell or Nest, right? And it looks at the package container. We have a package container outside, and so obviously you want to keep track of that. And we watch him when he walks up. He's just like, Razzle fucking. He's Yosemite Sam.
We can hear him.
He's like, damn, and he slams the door. Then we talk to him a couple times. And recently, he has been coming by. Remember, we didn't even schedule a pickup because we had a couple 0 days. But then we had one, and we just put the little note up instead of actually having it scheduled. So he's looking for, we put up a little note every day on our mailbox. Like the orange flag, but not.
Well, just like with everything, when you talk to someone face to face at some point.
Just like everything, when you're nice to people.
You can't any longer be a D-bag,
Yeah, it's true.
When they're not face to face, because now you've had like some personal connection other than through a computer screen or through a Nest or
England is -4 degrees, and that's Celsius, so that's like -100 or something. No, it's not, because 0 is 32. So he's just like, he's in the 20s. That's not bad. Because 0 is Celsius is 32 degrees. I was pleasantly surprised that my mail was picked up yesterday. Good Karma Antique says, yay for the post office. They're still doing the sleet, snow, rain, dark of night thing. Good for them. And that's why we use them happily. Plus, the Ground Advantage, which dropped our shipping cost by half,
we hardly ever ship FedEx or UPS now. It's so
or
nice.
Priority Mail.
Yeah, right. Craven Cards is saying there's a new seller protection in place as of January 16th.
Boom,
it's
that's
on
yesterday.
Announcements.
that is yesterday. Let's go take a peeky peek on that one.
Thanks for bringing that up. Let's see.
Is it about shipping in the weather? Inclement? Let's see. eBay community announcements. Am I going to be able to get there? Or is this just a big dumb announcement board of nothingness?
It's just people come.
Seller protections in place for extreme weather on the 16th. Yay, eBay.
Thanks for mentioning this.
Yeah, thank you very much. And Patricia, I think you said that no forgiveness for eBay, and we have to now give them the tiniest props that we can.
Oh, so what exactly does it say? Just...
well, I've read them before, and
okay.
it says, yeah. So, wait, did she just said really? So I'll read it. Well, we automatically protect sellers against the blah blah blah. Hold on, I'll open it. Due to winter storms and extreme weather across several regions of the country, many homes and businesses have been impacted. Our primary concern is that you and your close ones stay safe. Sure it is. However, you may, sorry, I'm a little cynical there. However, you may also be concerned about shipping delays for items already shipped or difficulties getting sold items to your character. They are protecting your late shipment rate, your valid tracking upload time. Oh, so we could have just sat around here and had bonbons, but we went to the post office and it was slippery. Our four-wheel drive was like
yeah.
It was very like, not rain, but it was like slippery roads for sure. So it doesn't say from when to when, but it was dated the 16th, yesterday. So thank you, eBay, for being conscientious.
Yeah, that's nice. Woo!
Yeah, I know. Seriously, Patricia, let me see the fine print. That was, I mean, that's all that was written there. So
I know, it is true.
Gina says when we are at 25 degrees now in North Carolina, we might get 35 to. So North Carolina gets down to 25, huh? Yeah. Well, Florida is also sitting at 40s right now. They've got a lot of, or 30s. I'm sorry. They're like Adam Wu on one of my YouTuber guys that I like to watch is in Orlando, and they had not freezing but cold, like 30s, upper 30s maybe.
Yeah, Jolie was bringing the grandkids to bowling alley. She said when it's cold outside, go inside. Yeah, nice. And you go bowling.
Because they don't have like heaters or anything down there. I mean, they do, but they're not. The houses are not built for that. They're
the one and only time we go to Florida was in January of 2018, and it was
frozen. The hot tub couldn't even get up to heat. I was like
in the 30s.
Cancel Florida. I've been there once, but we really liked it, and we went during a time period where instead of renting, this was 2019 maybe. Just before the pandemic, right? This is our last vacation before the pandemic happened. Wow. And instead of going to Disney and renting, we stayed there for like 2 weeks. We rented a house, like a full house with like 4 bedrooms for way less. And it was right around the corner from Disney World. So that was fun. Yeah. Yes, so wait, what I saw Biff Baffa said, yay, eBay's not the worst. On a scale of 1 to 10, they scored a 1. Number 1! eBay's all number 1!
At least it's not a negative.
I know, seriously, D-.
43.
That's passing. It's passing.
43 degrees in Central Florida right now. That's chilly.
It is chilly.
Hi, Jack.
Aloha, Jack. Good morning.
I hope Missy's okay.
I hope you sleep occasionally. Moronic Pass said we had -5 yesterday. Had to walk to the PO. Oh, boo. Why doesn't kill you makes you stronger, I guess. Well, that's one of those stories you tell to the young whippersnappers. You're like, I had to walk to the post office when I was a kid. Nobody even says that anymore because everyone either died while walking to school for 5 miles in the snow or it's too old.
Yes, I would like to know if eBay's new policy with extreme weather includes just below freezing. So not necessarily.
Does it include Patricia and us?
Well, Moronic Pest had to walk in -5
I know
weather.
because you're, and I assume that's like, you're like us. You're like, we have to get these to the post office. We don't have a choice. I mean, if we have to risk our lives, life and limb, we will do so. And that because of eBay. So that, I guess we are best practice right here.
I wonder,
this is an example of best practices right here. We got the sweet operation.
Do you think that some people actually lost their lives because they were heading to
If you could make one case of that, that would be something to bring forth.
That's why eBay changed.
We should really be risky and sacrifice ourselves to this story. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. No, I would think that one through more than coming on at 11 o'clock in the morning. I promise. But 43 does not seem that's not that low. I mean, it's for here. That's like
that would be
shorts.
spring
That's shorts
time,
weather. Yeah, up here. Jack has an observation. Most days I have 2 to 3 sales by 10. Used to do 10 plus a day. If I get to 3, chances are I'll have 0 sales rest of the day during prime time. Hate that. Our sales by 10 a.m. Yeah, we do get a couple morning sales, but the bulk come in overnight. But nothing really lately in the past months has come in between midnight and morning. I do my reset at 6 o'clock in the morning usually, and I'm trying to get people coming on the East Coast for the first time in the morning. I'm trying to get there right before them, so then they'll see my stuff come up. That's sort of my theory anyway. And I'll get a couple here and there, but a long time ago, I remember back in the olden days, you would get a ton of international sales overnight, and those have dried up.
Yeah.
And we had problems with international sales when we went from GPS, global positioning system, global packaging, global shipping program, GSP, and the international. There's big problems with it. We talked to people there because we kept sending stuff that just ended in Illinois. So vintage computing stuff mostly just ended, went to Illinois, stopped. Never went to their intended people.
Which stinks because this was
cool stuff.
Yeah, really cool. And then, eBay, who knows what they do with it? Chuck it or sell it to
I'm guessing they
on
probably
pallets
they definitely do that pallet thing, right?
Yeah.
They'll keep all the stuff or take it to the same place that sells all the luggage that nobody picks up. Who knows? Tommy says, I think my mailman is a window licker of the short buzz. He missed 2 days when I was in the hospital with my youngest being born. No more pickups. Not killing my traffic devil, man. So you don't do pickups at all? I mean, I went to the post office every single day till our beautiful, wonderful Bart, the bailman, at the beginning of the pandemic said, no, don't. I want to pick up your items. Like, he told us how to do it and to buy a plastic box bin for outside and the whole bit.
And he said, and just in the event that I, have a day off, he said, make sure to schedule online pickup so that my fill-in will know to swing by. He said, I will always check your bin regardless if you schedule or not. But you should, no matter what, schedule so that you have documentation of the pickup. You get the email confirmation.
That. Oh, and he also zaps the packages at my house, so like I can see that they're tracking from my house. Other people don't necessarily do that. They wait till they get back, maybe, or wait till they even get back to their truck. He does it like in our driveway. Beep beep, and he puts it in his bag. Beep beep, puts it in his bag. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, he's so great. And he also said, because we told him that you can only at 3 a.m. you can't modify your pickup that you scheduled. So we're always, up, waking up, whatever, using the restroom during the night, always checking eBay. And if I see something else sold, I'm like, oh, darn, it's after 3. I can't add it. But he did say that when you're scheduling a pickup, if you schedule it for more than what you know you're shipping, he said that's better than scheduling it for fewer packages. So, yeah.
I mean, they don't, and we've had people not show up to pick up our packages. Like, they're supposed to. If you have a scheduled pickup, they take it seriously enough to where in certain occasions, I mean, they have flaked on us before, but in certain occasions, the postmaster shows up, and all postmasters apparently look like Santa Claus because I've only seen a few of them that I've known, and he looks like Santa Claus. And he shows up at like 8:00 at night, and of course we took our packages in because they were late, and he's got a flashlight and he's looking around. I always feel bad, but they say not to, so I won't. Jack says, Patricia, I heard you had a package going on an adventure. Yeah, it went. I think it went all around several different places. I had the worst I've had is something going to New Hampshire. The next state over, went to Alaska first because post office. My eBay Biff Boffo says he has some eBay rallies going on lately. I no longer have to get up on the day at 10 a.m. like I used to over the summer. Our sales have been curiously strong. Curious collection. They have been curiously strong. But interestingly, it's the low amount items. So this is what we wanted all along. So way back in June, we wanted to build this base of the low profit, nice items, collectible items. And that would pay half of our, or maybe 3/4 of our ticket, punch our ticket, monthly ticket. And then we would list the sweet nectar of
cream of the crop.
Cream of the crap. And high sell-through rate items, Apple computer stuff, stuff like that. And it didn't work so much last year. It seems to be trying to struggle to work this year. I seem to be moving product. I have had 0 days, but then I'm having 10. So I'm having these. We always had 0 days though. We never ever before we started having 2,000 items in our store, which was this year. Before that, we were like in the 300, 400 items.
Yeah.
And we would have 0 days. Wasn't much to think about at that point when you have that few items.
But most of those 200 items, a lot of them were very high ticket items.
They were high tickets. Yeah.
We didn't need to sell as many.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Since we are currently ruled by idiots. Coming in from Germany, what the Frank? Since we are currently ruled by idiots, I have to walk barefoot to the post office again in the winter, like my childhood to school. Yeah, you're only allowed to not wear shoes in Germany. That sounds very German, doesn't it? You will not wear shoes, and you will like it.
That's funny.
Jack says, I used to have all my sales from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m.
Huh.
Yeah, ours are afternoon, evening, and then 1 or 2 used to be, overseas in the night. No, the amount, the types of sales and the amount are different. Yeah, for sure. Moronic Pass, good morning. Most of our sales seem to be coming in the early evenings, but nothing overnight anymore. Yeah, overnight is croaked. And I'm gonna just, because I like to just guesstimate to the best of my ability and consider that fact until somebody says something that's true. And that there's the geolocation. I mean, it only makes sense, so it's not even a weird thing. I don't think they turn off servers, but they most certainly geolocate the seller closer to the buyer. And that means that in the middle of the night, there's not a lot of people shopping, except most of the people shopping are in a different part of the world. So if you are shown, if your stuff is shown to them, it's because there's none closer to them. So now instead of, now somebody in Germany is buying an Apple manual from someone in the UK, if it's there, as opposed to me somehow coming up first and then they're doing international shit. That's a bad example. But it's a matter of geolocation, but it's more probably time related, like the time of day, and then so sales will drop off at night naturally, I would think, right?
Well, you've been saying for months now how we used to sell a ton of our vintage computing stuff to California.
Yes.
And we don't see much of it
not at all
going there anymore. We get the occasional California, but it's not really going there.
And that's a rarer item. Like, even if it's a manual, it's just a rare, or maybe it's sealed, something special about it. So people and I know people are on the West Coast selling Apple computer manuals because I've had them contact me and ask me what the heck I'm doing nuclear resetting all the time, because they search for manuals because they're sellers and they're just getting bombarded every day with my new This is how it is. New manuals being listed. This is me listing. I'm like Kimo. eBay Live. Most of my sales seem to be coming in 8 p.m. UK time and 5 a.m. UK time. Does the UK, where do you sell around the world, of course. Have you noticed a more European-centric shipping zones lately? Are you selling more to the island of, are you to your island? To Great Britain? Or are you, what do you call yourselves anymore? What do we call you? England? Great Britain? UK? I forget. Just don't call you late for 4th of July dinner. That I know. Ladybug's asking Jack if he's promoting. I don't even remember. Are you promoting? I don't think you like to promote, but who does? Matt Westveld. Aloha, Matt. I don't recognize your name, so I am giving you the horn.
Welcome. Aloha.
Welcome to the show. We're only on at 11 o'clock today because this was a mistake. I just want to try out 11, and it didn't work. I mean, it's working fine now that we're on, but as soon as we get off of here, we got to pick up all the pieces that just got, it's not, it doesn't work with our.
We haven't finished packing, and our post person is
going to be
here
during this show, so we have to go to the post office now. Anything with a tube is no-go for international shipping. Oh, tube, like a radio tube. Well, that seems to be going with some electronics too. I mean, vintage like Texas Instruments, Apple computers, IBM portable, all made one-way trips to Illinois and stopped there and never left.
Yeah.
I mean, eBay didn't make me pay the customer, and they refunded the customer. It's not a money thing. It's just a rarity, couple beautiful pieces that are not replaceable. eBay owns them now, and I wonder why.
But prior to the EIS, we used to sell
GPS,
a ton.
Our global shipping program. GSP worked really well.
Yeah, we used to sell a ton to overseas.
Yeah. So,
not anymore, not so much.
No. All overnight sales seem to be of the past. Yeah, they are. Yep. That's how they get paid.
Although during the evening, though, last night, I saw a whole bunch of make offers come through.
Yeah.
On our second account.
We get make offers in the middle of the night. But that can be just, someone's browsing. So someone doesn't have to necessarily watch for you to make it that offer. It's whenever eBay decides you can send one. So it may just be late night people browsing. But no sales.
I've noticed that is sometimes just browsing on eBay for things that I'm interested in buying. I might not watch the item, but I do get an offer.
And then we get 500,000 offers on those items, and then we get to choose the best one. It's kind of a cool way to shop, really. eBay sends you sends you offers on things that you looked at. That's great. That's what eBay's supposed to do, right? So you look at something, you like it, and then other sellers of that type of item sell you new ones that you haven't seen yet. That's good. That's how eBay should work. Right?
Yeah.
It's a mystery deal.
I was distracted by our Max Headroom painting. I was noticing how there's not any space between the frame and the bottom of his bust.
Oh, should we send it back? That's an original painting. She's not gonna be able to add on to it or anything. Okay, let me catch up a little bit. Mm-hmm. Yes, I never get overnight sales anymore. It's been over 6 months since anything overnight on eBay, but I get some on Posh every once in a while, like last night. Awesome, that's great. And I think that's a product. Only makes sense. It's a product of not enough buyers, too many sellers, spreading the wealth around.
Does Posh offer international sales?
Yes, does Posh? Great question. Does Posh offer international sales? Motorcycle Dog is in the house. Aloha. And he has the same thing with the overnight sales. Biff Baffa says my guy zaps the packages right away too. Great peace of mind. It really is. Yeah. And we don't do, maybe we should, but we don't because I don't want to. But if you do over like 10 packages, you're supposed to.
You said do.
If you do, now you're gonna get me.
If you do,
now I'm wrapped.
Do over.
Yeah. If you have over 10 pieces, you're supposed to have what's the thing where it's just one.
A printout.
Yeah, I forget what they call that thing, but you're supposed to have that, but ours doesn't require that. And he will, zapping them right there is what you want.
Yeah.
I mean, we hear it. Like if you're in the kitchen, you can like hear the beep go off outside, and it's like, yes.
I've had the post office say to me, "Oh, how do you, when I go in with a whole bunch of packages, although they're pre-labeled," and I had them one day say to me, "Do you use pirate ship?" And I said, "Nope," and he said, because you can print out like a manifest and just have me scan it, and it will have all of your packages. But I recall
currently we just do each package at a time, just for.
I recall hearing that. Yeah, you should have each package scanned separately.
Well, it'll scan as soon as they now move it to the next destination. But if your postman's willing to do it right there, I'll take advantage of that. Thank you very much. Yeah. My carrier says she gets paid extra time for package pickups. Oh. Interesting. Well, I wonder. I know where you live. I know your general area, but is it fairly suburban like ours is? I wonder if it's bigger. Maybe we have 5 post offices at our zip code. Oh, we have a small zip code. In fact, it only came around like 10 years ago, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
It was. So our little area of town now has its own zip code. So I think we only have like 5 or 6 mail carriers for the entire area.
Patricia,
or routes.
Does that mean that so she does a separate run for package pickups, and then a run for mail delivery, and then a separate run for package pickups?
Or do you? Okay, because then sometimes our guys do packages separately too. Like someone will come with the package truck, then someone will come with the mail and pickups. Sometimes they split duty if it's busy. But our mail carrier said this year was not busy. That sales were down. Or, shipments
like
down.
Amazon packages and stuff. They weren't.
He said his truck was light by 20% this year. Tommy says, "Yeah, I go every day. I just back up to the dock, throw them in the bin, and they scan the sheet.
Okay. Then
I use that as my excuse to go to Starbucks and have day 2 begin." Yeah, that's. I mean, that's if I got to the point where I had that many items, but. If I can just take them out to my bin in my front yard, I think the most we've shipped out of there is 32 packages in one day. That was our big day, like last year. We haven't had anything close. I mean, I think this was our biggest weekend
in a while.
Since June of last year, when the troubles began. I'm trying. We might have had something close, but. I don't know. This seemed like the biggest one we've had.
Oh, but James from My Boring Reseller Life, that community. Well, I think he did a video, but that picture on his community post. How many packages were there? He was shipping out from the holiday weekend.
It's sort of what I remember from the early days of eBay, where his model was that is the model.
Yeah. And
people would show like these amazing just towers of packages.
Yeah,
and it's nice to sort of see that back.
It is. Yeah, there's hope.
There's hope for us. It's not much, so don't have any. But.
Well, I'm glad. When you have 50,000 items in your store, you should have that.
I could have my Pac-Man death.
We'll get that worked out.
Oh, right, because it's the Stream Deck. Maybe I think I unrooted the Stream Deck properly. Hold on, let me try to just plug it in again, just really quick. Maybe just unplugging and replugging. No.
And then Moronic, did you already read that? Moronic Pest said that the mailman seldom scans on time, so I don't do scheduled pickups anymore. Yeah, I mean, our normal, regular dude scans all the time, but we have noticed that when other carriers pick up, they aren't necessarily scanning.
Angry Guy is now our friend, and he does do it on the spot. But Young Guy doesn't, and Weird Lady doesn't.
So we just hope that we see the tracking.
That's what we call our mail people.
We see the tracking numbers updated when
immediately, pretty much like picked up relatively immediately. But
Well, we check on the tracking numbers when we don't see that they were scanned. We check on the tracking numbers later during the day, like at 5 or a little after, to make sure that they're moving.
And Bart the Boy Scout told us that because their trucks have GPS and their little guns have GPS, they're supposed to not leave the premises without scanning a package. But we know that doesn't always happen. So there's that. If I ever drive to the post office, I make sure it's right by the In-N-Out. We have to very soon.
I wonder how far.
And anytime we go to the West Coast, the first stop is In-N-Out.
I was just gonna ask, how far east are there In-N-Outs? I know they're on the West Coast, but how?
I don't think there might be one east of the Mississippi.
Okay.
Which is somehow the dividing line of everything. Lots of legal things about Mississippi. They used to, when they did separation agreements with brands and stuff, they always used the Mississippi. I always thought that was interesting.
Oh, Gina's wondering how Shopify is going for Motorcycle Dork. I gather he answers down below.
He did have I know he had a good weekend, I think. And Patricia, she likes to scan on my porch so the GPS shows she was here and gets that money. She wants to get paid.
Oh.
Maybe that's why I wonder if does he get paid extra?
For scanning the packages?
He doesn't do it for our happiness. He does it for his wallet.
Look,
whatever.
Whatever motivates them to do it properly. I don't care.
Yeah, seriously. Curious Collection says ours as well, referring to scanning on the porch, probably. I'm thinking, yes. Which isn't that just one? So here's like one of those little things that we all have in common, is hearing that beep from it's just a little extra less stress. You're like, okay, I've handed it off to the right person. Mm-hmm. And that's why it's so funny when you look at the diligence that we do perform in this respect. And then eBay has the audacity to even question our selling ethics. I mean, there's so many bad sellers, so they have to. But how dare you? At the same time, eBay, how dare you? We've been doing really well, but opposite. It's been mid and high dollar stuff. Den Decor Depot. I don't remember that. Have we seen them before? Aloha Den Decor Depot. You sound like you sell cool stuff, Den Decor Depot. So that's, yeah, people are buying interesting items.
It sounds like a niche.
Yeah. And they are buying interesting, lesser expensive items, but interesting. But any big ticket item that I'm putting up is selling pretty quickly. So I think we're in that sweet January Christmas rebound that some of us have come to expect to experience. Not really a big difference between January and December in our world. This year, yes, it's better in January. No, it's not better in January. The first 9 days were dead, but now it seems to be alive-ish.
Yeah, we'll take it.
We shall overcome.
Patricia was saying it happened.
Millions reseller march.
Happened early on.
Meet you in San Jose. What?
That she didn't till she was back at the office and the package was missing. So I guess she didn't used to until one time she had a missing package.
Oh, SpaghettiOs. Yeah, you don't let that happen.
Tommy's saying that they don't. He's saying they don't get paid extra when they do the route reviews. It gives them more time to complete. So like my mailman is allotted 9 hours. If he finishes in 2 hours, he still gets 9.
Oh, that's interesting. How do you know that, Tommy? Do you talk to him? I mean, we talk to our mailman too, so it doesn't surprise me. In fact, it's really a good idea to talk to your mailman. Like we just said, to talk to the angry guy made him not as angry. But in general, the mailman is a wealth of information about your neighbors and about business, as far as things coming or going. I mean, he knows some things.
Our mailman's, he now has a Mercedes
he now drives a solid gold Mercedes delivery truck.
But before that, his truck was really old, and on one of his days off, it caught on fire while another mail carrier was using it. So that's how our mailman got a new truck.
And it was a Mercedes, which is cool. Yeah. And it has air conditioning. And I'm like, They really make you suffer. Vermont's not, it's cold a lot, but in the dead of summer for 2 months, it's Florida hot. It's Africa, Florida hot.
It is humid.
Humid, yeah. Quirky Picker, I made it my goal this year to list 3,000 worth of product every week. So far, my sales have been really good. That's a great, the amount. That's a great way to determine.
So I wonder,
how much to list.
The quantity.
As opposed to number of items.
What the average quantity is for you that would total 3,000.
I guess it changes probably.
Yeah, but I wonder what the average is.
But I think that's probably, in our boutique world that we sort of live in. I mean, even Tommy Bernard, who's selling sneakers, it's a boutique-y thing. I mean, he's just selling one specialized item that's higher priced. I mean, it is a boutique kind of operation. My point was what? See, it's too early.
$3,000.
Yeah, it was something about the 3,000, how many items you list. Oh, right. That was it. It doesn't matter how many items you list. The number of items. So if you list 10 items a day, as the sort of common wisdom goes, it shows activity on your account. But I think probably the dollar amount is more better. Because
if your items
that's giving eBay something to sink its teeth into.
If your items usually are on average are like $10-15, that's a lot of items.
You better get listing. Better get listing, sweetie. The counter is the same way. Oh wait, I'm still working on it. Traffic is increasing as well as ranking, but it's not producing
on the Shopify, right?
Yes, this is Shopify.
Yeah.
Tommy says the counter is the same way. They can scan my sheet. They scan all the boxes to inflate traffic to give them more hours. Oh, I see.
Seriously, where do you get all this insider info?
I mean, I'm assuming you're just literally chit-chatting
with the post office.
That's how you figure stuff out.
And that's how they don't get annoyed with you when you bring them 100 packages. You just, throw them a couple cookies and.
I mean, those were proper cookies though. Those aren't like sloppy. Those aren't Chips Ahoy. We made some macadamia nut.
Oh, Ladybug is saying, no wonder why they always increase their rates.
Well, right now we're at the low point, and like all businesses, including eBay, there's no other way in the current rate of human existence. You have to like raise your items, raise your prices. Then you have to do something to bring the price down. Like Kellogg's just makes the boxes smaller, so you have less cereal, brings the price back down, and then they can grow that smaller box up until people won't take it anymore. Then they shrink the box again. And then eventually in a couple of years, we'll have like a little thimble-sized cornflakes. But same thing with eBay. Same thing with the post office. They raise our prices, jack them up. Then they introduce a new product, lower it so they can jack that one back up. But right now we're in the low point. So I don't know why anybody would complain, even with the postal increases of the 21st that are going to happen. I don't think they're going to go up that much.
I wish I had the fast forward.
That's the rewind. That's too bad it doesn't work right.
Patricia was saying to Jack, my package went from Southern PA to New York by way of Omaha and Charlotte.
Hitting NYC three times.
Took 11 calendar days.
Yeah. That's like the Harlem Globetrotters of package delivery.
Callie Debs. Oops,
Aloha.
I just scared Pokey.
Aloha, Callie Debs. I think you're in Burbank, right? Are you in beautiful downtown Burbank, California? Yay. The counter. No wonder why they're always increasing their. Oh, you said that was Ladybug, and then you said that one, and then we said the Callie Debs one, and then WTF says typical German would be to get a permit to walk barefoot in the winter. Yes, a licensed barefoot winter walker.
I don't get it. Is it like environmentalist or something? I don't get
Germans.
the whole...
I mean, the typical. This is stereotypes, of course, but Germans are very proper and precise, like exacting, like more exacting. So it would be like you can do what you want, but it needs to be, fit within the things.
Rigid, very rigid.
I mean, come on. This is the modern world now. I mean, I don't know why Germans were particularly rigid. What was that? What was the movie that we saw? What was that cool movie where the Germanic tribes? It was all different tribes. What? Does anybody remember that movie?
Man in the Tower?
Man in the High Tower. That was a good show. If anybody's ever, you should see that. That's a great show. It's about what happens in a. It's a. I don't want to say anything that would get. So the basic show is about
what
if German and Japan had won World War II.
Okay.
And it's cool. It's cool.
That's like.
It's cool in cool in the thought provoking.
When was that? Like 2018.
Yeah, I think there's like 5 seasons, but I'm surprised at how many people didn't see it because it has like a dryness to it because it's kind of historical feeling, but the acting is great and the concept of the story is pretty amazing and it kind of shows it's just a really cool show that shows what happens to humanity if the situations were different and how we're all kind of the same really in the end.
We are.
Yeah. So, but Germans are uptight. Yeah.
Patricia is saying
Germans like to have things very structured.
Yeah, I like structure.
Yeah.
Patricia's saying, Tommy, it is definitely tied to her income. I saw and read her employee memo. Okay.
See, we are learning here, everybody. It's time to hold hands and sing Kumbaya. We are, Hot Wheels. Sorry, I forgot the number at the end. Hot Wheels 31, maybe. Let's call it that. Showed us how to do remove that takedown item out of our that you could only do it on the app, and I thought that was like the coolest thing that I've been taught lately. Is that are those kind of tricks? Those are the kind of things I like. Little tiny nuggets.
Now, if only
and Patricia knowing that the post office can actually get paid. And it may be in her area. That's why I was wondering if it was a lot of people.
I was just going to say, now, if only the app allowed us to easily access our listing templates, that would be great.
If the app would also put more money in our wallets, that would be great. Then I would use it all the time. And maybe it does. Technically, I'm saying that as a joke, but what if using the app actually somehow makes things better? Somehow. Magic
eBay Life is saying that most of their sales are to the U.S. Wow.
Seriously? Well, thank you. Appreciate that.
I mean, what a great name, too. eBay Life.
eBay Life. I mean, it's a good...
so to the point.
It's a good channel name, eBay Life.
Yeah, it really is.
Unless your handling times offset the delivery time to the customer is the only way you win. Unless poor metrics, bad price request. Wait. Tommy says, unless your handling time offsets the delivery time to the customer, it's the only way you win. I'm not sure what that's referring to.
Oh, Darth Thrifter.
Aloha, you need to stream 6
I'm always at work and can't watch live.
Well, I'm not. We're not going to. 11 totally contradicts with our programming in the morning. I thought it would be awesome and just be like, we'd be done. Everything would be tied up in a bow. We sit down, we talk a little bit, and then we drive off into the sunset in the middle of a snowstorm. But it didn't work.
I'm just noticing.
Yes.
So you see how there's 3 dots next to his name because you
3 dots.
Those are the dots which allow you to make someone a moderator. No.
Well, because I'm doing it through here, it doesn't work.
Oh right, and I couldn't. It wasn't working on the iPad.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
I was told by an eBay rep that a lot of items cannot be shipped internationally anymore. That is what's happening for sure.
Yeah.
Some items, it's because of dimensions. Sometimes it's because of the category. Yeah, computer stuff, electronics are very touchy right now. And Germany has smaller dimensions too. That's not what we had problems with, but they did shrink their import size. I think Germany specifically. Aloha, Matt Westfeld.
I think it was up a little higher too.
Oh, well, we're just gonna double horn them.
I was thinking, right, one time we did have an eBay rep tell us something about the dimensions for shipping internationally, and we were like, is that the key? We need to start making sure to put the exact measurements.
She was like a rep from eBay International Shipping. She was on continent. She seemed like she was a person in the know.
So tell me this, though.
And basically, her story to me at that time was, remember, it was about the size of the packaging. Yeah. It was like, make sure you put that into your listing. So we used to just blow through it and not put that in there. And then she also said that we need to keep track of the categories that we're shipping in, and then also the company that they're contracting with is different. So GSP was one company when you shipped it to Kentucky, and then Illinois is a different company with a different, maybe even eBay owns it. It's a subsidiary of eBay, but they weren't as up to snuff as the global shipping program was. So global shipping program was an outside vendor. Then I think it was Pitney Bowes. Then they went, what happened?
He's fine.
Then we went to, then I think eBay wanted to take it over. Maybe it's an outside vendor, I don't know. Or maybe it's eBay themselves. And they, kind of like when Costco like has a privately branded, not by an actual public brand. They have that item in the store until it becomes super popular, and then they make their own. So that's what eBay did to the international shipping, and it's never been the same.
Well, tell me
Pitney Bowes was able to absorb all the issues.
Yeah, I'm wondering too, with when the rep that we spoke with really sort of emphasized needing to put the exact measurements in the listing.
Yes.
If it's because and why some of our things didn't end up getting forwarded to the actual country they're supposed to go to is because eBay didn't collect the right amount because they thought it was going to be.
They didn't say that.
No, I'm wondering.
That's your posturization.
Yes.
You're posturing that.
Right. It came down to because we didn't have the, In
front of the court of a public opinion, we desire a ruling on this one issue.
It's speculating. I'm speculating.
Let's see. Darth. Okay, Darth. See you later. Aloha. Thank you very much.
Thanks for
stopping
being
in
here.
For a second. Yes. Tommy Bernard said, I don't know if anyone that is enrolled in EIS having great sales. I opted out day one. When it started destroying business policies. I remember that business policy thing. And that happened because of what caused the business. So you remember when we had that time period when I make all my beautiful, beautiful business policies. They're all perfect and everything. And all of a sudden it started throwing in all these other chunky ones with names that they made up, automatically issued ones. And that had to do with changing a value in the listing that messed with the shipping. So they had to make your own shipping, or you ended and sold similar. There was something that happened there, but that's resolved. That doesn't do that anymore. If you want to try international shipping, and maybe we should try not doing international shipping since we don't ship anything with it. Let's see if that changes our sales.
Well, eBay was sort of, promoting this EIS as, it will give international shippers more confidence that if they're unhappy with the item when they get it, eBay will reimburse them.
Plus, if you ship it.
Right, if you don't use EIS, you don't have the coverage from eBay anymore.
But you get but the cool thing about it, and the part that never made sense to me ever, is if you send something and they want to return it, it gives the people the confidence, but then eBay eats the return. And I'm like, why are you eating the return? Why not just figure out a way to get the item back to me? And that's from a business point of view. I'm like, this could cost them a ton of money. And if they're going to just poop out money like that, why don't you just poop it into my pocket? Don't pay people in Europe for returns. Make me pay for my own return. Figure out a way to make me pay for my own return. And then even I know what people are saying. It's like, why? But it's kind of cool that you can just ship it and know that it'll never come back to you. But at the same time, I would prefer that money go to, advertising on Google or something rather than the craziness that it just seems like bad business to me, but it's not. I don't know macroeconomics of eBay enough. I know micro Primo economics and Tiny Puppy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Jack is giving the journey of his package, which is
9 days so far.
Right now, Idaho Falls. That was the start. Boise, Denver, Dallas, Fort Worth.
6x6 says aloha. Oh, he doesn't say aloha, but I'm putting words. I'm late, but hey, cool shirts. Figure it out. This is part of the Primo collection here. Pasha's a much younger crowd, which is, we got to figure out how to get to the youngsters. But I don't want to sell shoes, so I got to sell my old person crap to young people. If you could figure that out, please. Thank you.
Well, right. eBay needs to figure out how to get younger generations.
Yeah, we're dust to dawn.
eBay.
So, I mean, yeah, because eBay is an old platform with old people, and we're old. You know, when we started selling in 1999, how old was I? What year was I born? 1969. Okay, so
you were 30.
69 to 79 is 10 to 89. So 30 years old. I was a child. 54 years old.
Not really that young.
It is though. I mean, it's pretty young when you're old.
Well, yes.
So it was a young platform once.
But to start selling on eBay, it's not that young.
It's pretty young. I mean, no, eBay is not young, right? I meant it's pretty old. But for selling, that is young. Because that was full time. When I first started eBay, I guess I was trying to be full time. But I sold so many Herman Miller chairs. I was full time. I mean, I made enough money to be full time, but I never even looked at eBay as a hard business to be businessy about until the more recent problems. We just knew to be good eBayers, sell stuff immediately, follow the rules, and do stuff, but never had to look at it as a business. It was just list stuff and people would buy it. That's the best business. Pi Squared, good morning. I could do a scan form if I wanted to. Too many different platforms, some of which don't even have a scan form capabilities. Just haven't done it yet because I like to hear, like, if I have 10 packages, I want to hear 10 beeps. Motorcycle doors lost $2,000 from FedEx not scanning when they pick up 2 packages that vaporized. And I also got to enjoy the 2 item not received. No. Yeah, see, that's poo-poo.
We've never scheduled pickups with anyone other than USPS. But there was one time where we had a package delivered to us from UPS. And in our box, we had a package for our post office.
I'm so crazy.
And the UPS guy took that post office package. And it
happened to be
you went postal.
I went postal. It happened to be like a $1,200 item. It was like a really, really expensive item. And the very kind UPS driver was like, well, he has to go to the UPS store, which is right by the post office. He's just like, I'll just take it and do it. And then I'm like, no, he took it. And we found out that he took it. So we went to the UPS store. We tried to track him down.
You like called UPS. You're like,
UPS.
the UPS driver stole my package.
He stole my package.
You went overboard for sure.
Yeah. I go nuclear occasionally. Imagine that.
Yeah, not just on eBay.
A nuclear reset me. I had to reset my nuclearness. eBay has a scan form, and Tommy uses it daily. It's great. It's bulk printing. I mean, but we only have, like our biggest day, 21 packages. Yeah. But we still made them do it. Those ended up going to the post office by hand.
Yeah, I told the post office guy, I was like, oh yeah, no, we print everything through eBay. Oh, I don't know if they have
they do have one. We
just
haven't used it.
Yeah, no, well, I knew it, but I told him I didn't know because I wanted him to scan each
tricky.
one.
You're so subterfugical.
I said, oh, that's my husband. I'll talk to him about it.
Patricia says she does pick up here for packages on her mail route. Yes, Josh Galt, aloha! Welcome to the show. We're early today. We are doing this as a test at 11 o'clock. And we
decided we will not be doing it again.
We will never do that again because we have to package and actually be alive in the morning. We don't have time to do it in the morning, so... That was a major underestimation by me of our capabilities.
Outdoors world.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Good people. We call our postman Turtlehead. I guess my wife thinks his head is shaped like a turtle's head. I like turtles. I like turtles. Hey there, Josh. Hi, Carl.
Turtle.
Biff Buffo, Franklin, Tennessee would be your closest in and out. Once it's built. Oh. Yes, that's the only one.
Once it's built.
Now, is Franklin west or east of the Mississippi? I wonder. Is it still on the west side of the Mississippi? But I did hear somewhere along the line that In-N-Out was building their first east of the Mississippi restaurant soon. And maybe there used to be some and they all went out of business or something. Is that right? I'm just going to make up history right now about cheeseburgers. George, who's the professor of cheeseburgers on YouTube? He's on the same channel as First We Feast. He's on the First We Feast channel, which is the chicken wing show.
Oh.
But George Guest or something.
He just opened
his own restaurant in NYC. He does all regional, travels around the U.S. eating cheeseburgers. All weird steamed ones, different ones, all different ones. It's like my favorite show.
I wonder what his cholesterol is like.
I happen to have naturally low cholesterol. Extremely obese, but naturally low cholesterol. I won't tell you her problem.
Mine is in the danger zone.
She's in the danger zone with that body. Life's not fair. If eBay has not taught us that yet, then you can just look at us and see low cholesterol, high cholesterol.
Oh boy.
Life is not fair. Dallas is the closest in and out to me. Not far. Delaware to Dallas. Just get in your solid gold Tesla helicopter and make good time. You have to recharge a few times, though. My solid gold Tesla helicopter, I'd have to recharge like 6 times just to get to Boston, I think. We have one of the, what's it called? Beta Technologies. One of the premier electric airplane places is here in Burlington, Vermont, of all things.
They just built their facility, or they're still building it.
Huge facility at our international airport.
I think they just sold their first
building
electric
plane
to
a whole bunch
Europe, I think.
They sold a couple,
Somewhere to Europe.
And then they have like 200 for the military. So they're going to be a real, I mean, that's, entrepreneurs and stuff. The people who are running that business used to just hang out in town. I mean, there's some technology things happening here. Like the sales manager from Tesla moved here. And then we have this place called dealer.com that had a lot of technology people. Anyway, so we became this tiny little tech hub. We have some pretty amazing tech startups here. But that's one place I don't want to be. I want to be, you guys are here. So because Josh is here, and I wanted to say that we watched the whole eBay Power Hour with Pete, the Craigslist picker. And I really enjoyed that. And how it occurs to me, it's sort of based on the theory that I have about the Venn diagram of the different types of eBay sellers. And how it's very true that if your business is not growing, it's not really a business. And also, so here, according to that, this is a pretty common business philosophy that you can make yourself a job or you can make yourself a business. And generally speaking, I think a lot of the people in this room are making themselves a job, including us. We are not trying to make a business with the business being like we could go away for 2 weeks and it would just run itself. We've done that before. So we've had restaurants and stores and employees and lots of things like that. And at this particular point in life, making a really solid, a solid livable wage and keeping everything simple is what we're looking for. So you've
always done it on your own because
always.
I had a conventional job.
Yeah, so I've always created my own job. And eBay has, although now we're it's more of a business now, it's a hybrid. So while we want to increase our income every year, we don't need to grow the business per se. We just need to increase our income, which would mean sort of like we've made a job for ourselves. And that's how we want to sort of just smooth into, make sure that we make enough to go on vacation every year and have a good thing while we enjoy our 50s. And I don't want to be hustling too. I don't want to hustle. I don't want to hurt myself hustling. I've done that, right? You haven't done anything. You went to work every day. I called it daycare. I was like, drop her off. Now I got to go. I got to sweat and toil and dig ditches. Excuse me. Let's see. Franklin, Tennessee is in the fancy Nashville burb. I don't know which side of the Mississippi that's on. Curious Collection, our carrier told us he also gets paid extra for packages after we told him we were taking items to the main office. He also wants that cash. That's interesting. If you like the angry guy, he comes by with his truck and picks up all the packages. So, but Bart, our awesome Boy Scout postal carrier, he comes on his regular route to pick up our items. So I'm wondering if that's the sign. So maybe the angry guy is doing the rounds in the truck. Like maybe he does get paid more for that.
Now I feel bad that we took the packages to the post office last
we
night.
robbed the postal carrier.
I wonder how much they get per package. But
that was your idea. You stole candy from a baby.
Well, yeah, we needed to get him there. I didn't want to take a chance. You skipped over Tommy. He was saying that the mail carriers are union. They are all under the same contract unless the mail person is a seasonal contractor.
Okay. And then Biff says Biff is not complaining about his sales. They've been great since Christmas Eve.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, Patricia's carrier's neighborhood friend.
I see. Okay. That's why we know. Oh my gosh, Tommy was a race car driver. You heard that song?
He drove so GD fast.
Tommy was
UPS
a UPS
for 24
driver.
years.
Yay for the brown pajamas. That used to be guys in Vietnam, but now it's UPS drivers, I guess. Look out for the guys in the brown pajamas.
So then,
I think that's a
24 years. Did you I mean, you're young, but did you like retire early from UPS or? And now you're reseller.
That's or Tommy, were you the guy? Were you the guy that drove the truck and then
commitment
filmed yourself delivering packages and stuff? Mm-hmm. And then you grabbed a package and smashed it on the ground. Remember that one where the guy was like so angry with the package because it wouldn't like sit up on the porch? He like tried it a few times and then he like tripped over something in the front yard and then he just took the package and started smashing it.
There were Halloween decor all around and he's kicking everything over.
Yeah, he was all pissed. I don't think that was you, Tommy, but if it was, that would be hilarious.
Patricia's carrier is a long time. So is ours. Bart, he'll be able to retire when he's, I think, in his 50s.
I am an everything seller, but I like to sell a lot of electronics. Quirky picker. Yeah. I mean, I guess that's... Well, what I always did was electronics and mid-century modern furniture, and then gathered warehouses full of smalls, and now that's what we're selling. We sold Den Decor Depot. We sold a Carlos anatomically correct gay version of a Ken doll. Carlos
$750
for $750. I do lots of bar designs, NASCAR stuff, high-end die-cast cars are rolling right now. Yeah, personally, I love Hot Wheels and stuff. We've had lots of success with those for sure.
Hi, Amy.
Aloha, Amy. Aloha, beautiful Vermont friends and fans. That's awesome. Thank you. Aloha to you. And Jack says, my business used to give me 1,000 in sales a month for every 10K I'd listed. Want more money? List more. It would scale. Now it's like I have no limit no matter what I list. Yeah.
Shrinkflation, Biff Buffo says.
Shrinkflation. If you list 200 per day with smaller sell-through rate, you can't really make more than 200 a day. That's why random listings create roller coaster sales. List by $1 with similar sell-through rates. Yeah, I mean, depending on what. So again, it depends on how much inventory you have and how much you need to go get. If you're getting new inventory, I think it's fair to say that we'll all keep now in this age. That we'll all keep sell-through rates in mind and such. But I'll still be going out looking for vintage computers, arcade parts. I'm not going to change what I look for because that's what I sell. So I don't need to go to the thrift store and get massagers. I don't know clothing. It's very intimidating clothing. So I don't need to go into that niche at this time. However, if I just went to the clothing store and looked at stuff, I'd be able to pick out stuff that I knew was cool, but it wouldn't be the modern understanding.
Yeah, I think I would have a hard time trying to pick out stuff that other people would like that I wouldn't like.
Yes.
My taste would just influence it too much.
I would just have to pick out 80s clothes and stuff. I would pick out my taste, which by the way, hasn't failed us yet. My taste is the thing. That's pretty much what the business is built on. Not being, I'm just saying that I love cool stuff, and I've been having ADHD and having the specific, like I had the teacher in the back of the room monitoring me for the first few years in school because I was just hyperactive for real. And but I was very paying attention. Even though I couldn't sit still, I was paying attention. And that seems to be one of the blessings of my life is I just grew up in the Bay Area. I saw tons of cool stuff. And when I came out here, I started buying it and just never looked back, I guess. I mean, it just happened to be my knowledge was built up before all the mid-century modern stuff came out, and it was just free. People were throwing it in the garbage. Old computer stuff was all free. I bought it for 15 cents a pound. So
yeah, can you
pat my back right now?
Oh, yes. Present me with the shoulder.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Callie Debs is from Burbank. That's my favorite place. Beautiful downtown Burbank.
You look like you're not paying attention, but you technically are absorbing
everything.
That's why you have like 3 windows open on.
But that's why I can't look like
monitor.
I'm paying attention. How can I look like I'm paying attention to one thing if I'm absorbing lots of things?
You'll have
but I also can't do like homework.
2 YouTube streams going at the same time, a movie playing, live news, eBay open. It's mind-boggling.
But I'm just like I'm kind of just beep. I go to the next one. Beep. I go to the next one. Beep. And I'm trying to just gather. And then if something catches my fancy, I'll stop the other things and then go watch one thing at once and concentrate on it and see what it's telling me. But I wouldn't necessarily wish anybody could be like that. It just happens to be that I was able to utilize that for some good instead of evil.
I feel like we're really behind because
we are very behind.
Viv Boffo is saying "Man in the High Tower." I feel like we said that an hour ago.
Yeah, we did. We're way behind. But yeah, Man in the High Tower is such a great concept. I encourage everybody to go watch it for a couple of reasons. One of them is my wife couldn't watch it, so not everybody's going to be able to stick it. And then some of it's in black and white, I think, too. Maybe can't remember. But the cool part was just how I think it takes place in the 60s. But it's after we lost World War II and Japan takes over the west half of the country. And so San Francisco's like New Tokyo or something. I forget. And then the Nazis have the east part of the country. And then there's like a no man's land in the middle where all the cool people go to hide. And then, but if you're in like the parts that have been taken over, you work for like the Japanese and how the Japanese operate back then. And it was really, really cool. But you are working for them.
Yeah, Biff is saying pretty good dystopian concept. Jack is saying, Tommy Bernard, I have been doing this in regards to the, if you list 200 per day with similar sell-through rate, you can't really make more than 200 per day. Jack was saying, I've been doing this, but when late March eBay BS hit, I lost half my sales in one day, and it stayed there regardless.
Yes, that's.
And Tommy, if you're not replacing yesterday's sales with similar or better items with similar sell-through, you create a roller coaster.
But that's true. What we're doing, Tommy. We're it's exact items. So I mean, if it's 45 records, Motown 45s, it's Motown 45s. So I mean, that's what we're doing. It's just lower sell-through rate items. Are you interested?
Different post offices have different structures.
So both could be true simultaneously. Yeah. I think it would depend on the amount of customer base they have to serve, right? So, because like I said, in our little zip code, we only have 6 routes, I believe. So only 6 postal people needed every day. Then people demand the tiny post office and such. Okay, aloha, Patricia. I'm sure you're long gone now, but headed out.
Motorcycle Dork was saying, wouldn't it be awesome if eBay would just tell you how to fix it? Replying to Jack.
Yeah, I know.
And then Patricia was saying it is his channel name. Must be the eBay Life. It is his channel name.
It's a great channel name. Love it. Is there a way to upload? Oh, right. We have seen some of those videos. Sorry. I remember now that we checked you out. Upload your video to eBay listings using the mobile app yet? No, we have not.
You're able to?
Have you uploaded
Wait, where
video?
is that?
I guess it because I have to do it. You have to send it to me?
I do it. No, I do it.
You do?
I filmed it
I
on
thought
my
I did it.
I film it on my phone and then access the
Such a tough life for you.
eBay desktop through my iPad and upload it through the desktop version of eBay. But you can do it now through the phone? Where is that? Who's saying that?
Quirky Picker.
Oh.
See how I have this highlighted?
Is there a way?
Oh. No. So why don't you read before you start answering? Not yet. See, Pi Squared answered for you. Thank you, Pi Squared. You had to go off on your diatribe and you didn't even answer the question. Pi, thanks.
You said you did not read it as
me?
a question.
It can't be me. I am Teflon. USPS is a union. There is no franchising. Same UPS. I quit international because of too many rules to follow. Definitely a lot of rules to follow and whatever. Yeah.
Wait, I didn't think you could opt out.
Oh, yeah. Come on.
Oh.
FedEx Express is not contractors, though they are actual employees, but not union. LOL. More mindless info. Yes, Tommy, thank you. But you know it. It's good to know info because you never know when it really actually will be that one little piece of the puzzle that you're missing, which is what I like. WTF says, what was my most exotic country I've ever shipped to? Saudi Arabia. We've shipped to Saudi Arabia. We've shipped... Good question. I mean, we've done, I would imagine, most continents. We've done all continents. Because I'm trying to think of Asia for sure. Europe for sure. Australia for sure. South America for sure.
Have we ever shipped to Africa?
No. Not that I can recall. No. That's a continent.
Yes, it is.
So when I think of the map of the world, I think of a risk board. I can't even think of a map. Like my brain is just so devolved. I did a lot of digressing during the pandemic too. So I was way more mature. I was like in a 3-piece suit before the pandemic. No, I've definitely just been like, life is too short to allow any annoyances in. And I've become like less, I don't want to chase dreams as much. I just want to keep things stable.
Good Karma saying I only shipped to North Korea.
We've shipped to Korea before, and then we don't anymore.
Why that North Korea? Why just North Korea?
Oh, wait. I only shipped to North Korea. That's a joke?
Oh.
A little too early in the morning for you, my dear. Follow the patterns. Although we do ship to Korea, and they call it the Democratic Republic of Korea, and I thought that was North Korea once.
All right,
Tommy Bernard says, follow the patterns, JL. Everyone that complains about sales is enrolled in eBay International. Okay, so Tommy is guaranteeing that if you opt out of eBay International, Tommy Bernard Podcast. Tommy Bernard Podcast.
This just in.
eBay Reseller News Now with Primo Kimo and Spam Banshee. Bringing you eBay Reseller News Now. Okay. Tommy Bernard says that if you quit international shippings, your sales will increase. How many times are you promising, Tommy? How many times are people's sales going to increase? You know, it's worth a shot. It's worth a shot because we have not tried it. We have not tried it. So I can say that it's possible. Anything that we try is good. Look at that.
Wow. He's saying though, let's see, everyone that complains about sales is enrolled in eBay International. I'm sure there is some anomaly we don't see, but just what we see. I'm not in it and experience no change.
Anyone have enrolled in eBay? Anyone in here enrolled in eBay International Shipping and having great sales with growth? Ask that in the chat. Interesting.
In every chat.
Hey, is anybody in here enrolled in eBay International Sales and having great sales?
Bada bing, bada boom.
2 times Tommy wants to know. I'd like to know too. I mean, because our sales are not normal. I mean, I can't imagine. And what he's saying is, with everything with eBay, it could just be an anomaly that hasn't been sorted out or solved.
Like the more things that you're adding to your account, the more issues and
absolutely possible. In fact, probable, which is also why when Polish Pete was talking about his, speculating on why our sales were down because of the eBay offsite promotions ending at the end of the year. Perfectly good, reasonable thought that could have contributed to it, because all these things are so we're beta testing as we're talking right now. We're beta testing. So Biff says, if you're having troubles, you have to try everything, which includes turning international off. And we, you know what, we might just try that, because we're not getting enough.
We did just sell a book.
One book.
Yeah.
Well, we actually sold a couple books, expensive books, like the Hollywood Babylon went to England and stuff. And Spam is still 25. She is. She is.
In my head.
Yeah.
100% Biff. If it doesn't help.
Yeah. So, okay. So Tommy is, I'm going to give all this credit to Tommy. And I'm going to just say, I'm going to do that. I'm going to turn off international shipping today, and we're going to give it 30 days and see if anything happens. We're still doing the reset every day. We still have those that high first day numbers. It really gives you a pretty good understanding. Like, if we have 0 days, I didn't do the reset. It's pretty interesting. But we'll add this on there because this is the experimentation time. And the only thing we're going to add to our account are exact like items. And then we do need to pay bills, so we'll probably add a couple of like computer items I want to keep it rolling, but I also want to build that business of smalls. I still want to do that. A boutique business of smalls. So it's not going to be high sell-through rate items. It's going to be, vintage boutique-y items like records, cassettes. But I wouldn't call CDs that stuff. That's more normal items.
Biff's grandmother had high cholesterol and lived to 102.
All right.
Well, I don't want to live to 102, but that's amazing.
I know. I mean, like mid 80s seems like people don't look too decrepit in the mid 80s. Living past like into your 90s. Although, look at Dick Van Dyke, for instance. He goes out to Disneyland and does like a tap dance. It's like, I'm 99. Dude. It's pretty amazing.
And
when did Biff? Where was your grandmother in California? In sunny California. She wasn't in Vermont. People don't live that long here because they fall on the ice.
Pi 2 squared was saying, sorry, Tommy, seems you're right. I was misinformed somewhere along the line about USPS. And then Biff was saying there is no in and out location that doesn't print money.
Yeah.
And then Diamond Dave.
Do you have enough to make pokey snacks? Aloha, Diamond. Pokey is lacking nothing. He has outfit changes. He snacks. He's a very demanding little man. When he wants something, he asks for it.
He's in his little thing.
Hi, Pumpkin. Do you want to show off yourself to people? No. He's like, I'm still sleeping. I quit early to resell full time. I don't get my pension until 55. Tommy's not 55 yet. See, little youngster. But the UPS gives you a pension. We're never gonna have that. Where's our free money come from? I should start working now somewhere with a pension. Did I keep all the best Herman Miller Biff Boffo? Yeah, of course we did, and then we sold it all. Because first of all, once you transcend 300 pounds. And I don't even think that's fair. 250, you should not be 240, you should not be sitting in Eames lounge chairs. No. If you weigh over 240 pounds, do not sit in an Eames lounge chair. You will break it. You will be sad. That'll be $3,000 down the drain.
What we would do is stuff we liked, we would keep it for a while, and then something better would come along. So we'd get rid of that thing that we had and then replace it with what we thought was the better thing. It was just this sort of cycle rotation of bringing in something new and replacing the thing that we had for a little while.
And usually up trading. So we would get, nicer designer type items.
But now you don't really come across as much anymore.
But our house is full.
Yeah.
We don't have any more room. So, I mean,
well, that's just
we've had to sell some really cool stuff just to make room for other really cool stuff. Stuff we're like, we can't ever sell this. This is so cool. Like the Paul Macabre etagere room divider thing. That was just an amazing piece of furniture. But we're like, but we need a fireplace.
So we have a couple of the staples. We have the Bertoya diamond chairs. We have our dining room table is what?
Not Bertoya.
No, what is it? Dang it!
It's the other metal guy, Noel. I forget.
Oh, wow.
With all the bars, it's all it's steel. It's all steel.
Our sofa is Palm Cobb, right?
No, that's Milo.
Yeah, right. Okay. So
those chairs right back here. If we sold those chairs, those are like $2,000 chairs.
These 80s chairs.
We did not buy them for that much, but they're $2,000 chairs. Wait, look at who's the brand? I forget. Everyone knows it.
Yeah.
Everyone knows it. But good for you, Tommy. I like the fact that you're gonna have your retirement set up.
Coggin.
Oh, Thayer Coggin.
Yeah.
Which is, it's designer. So it's really high end, house furniture. But this is for the one percenters who would read, the housewives that became interior decorators. They would buy from these companies, and they would every 4 years they'd redo their houses and stuff. That was a very Bay Area thing. Biff, you probably familiar with those types.
Not to rush you. It is 12:34, so we want to give people time to get over to Josh Gall at some point.
How much time will it take them to travel from our YouTube channel to Josh Gall's channel?
I know. Well, you.
But let's keep an eye on it.
Yeah,
we don't want to. We're not going to run into one. I think Pi Squared says, I think Pete's definition of a business to having employees is a little limiting, but I understand what he's saying. I totally understand what he's saying. But I think that a lot of us on eBay are doing a hybrid of what he's saying, which is it's a job, but it's also a business. And a business does need to grow, or it's not going to it's not going to work for you because inflation and expenses. So yes, you want to grow 10% a year, but you don't need to hire employees to be a business, I don't think. But now that we're two people, I feel much more legit in that respect. But when I was just one person, it's very difficult to say that I was running a business. I was making more money than I could spend. I think that's more the definition of business. If you can do it for yourself, or people go to work and let somebody else do that. But no matter what, if you work for somebody else, that's bad, I think. Full-time jobs, to me, it's very akin to renting. So it's a necessity. We all do it. We all look forward to not doing it someday, but you're part of the grind. It's like you're paying someone else's mortgage if you're renting. You're paying someone else's, if you're working for somebody, you're paying for someone else's life.
Well, I look at it as somebody is paying you, so you don't have to
help them do their life.
And then when you're renting, the landlord is responsible for all
of but it also buys a certain amount of respect. You have to be nice to them. I don't want to be nice to them. What if they're mean? I don't like meanies. Actually, we've had some really nice landlords, haven't we?
Yeah, we have.
But what's great is I'm the landlord now. And I'm a what do you call it?
Your own
desk
grandpa.
Pounder. I'm my own grandpa. Bendel, sub Kimo Sabi, aloha, Bendel 420 in the house. Good Karma is admitting to the funny, hysterical joke about shipping only to North Korea. It was hysterical.
I know, I'm sorry. Right over my head. But Tommy was saying, no, the Zoomers.
Oh, he didn't guarantee his
The Zoomers are the only people that film themselves dancing in the trucks. Every second was monitored when I was there. I'm sure now there is time allowed for use of pacifiers and participation.
Yes. Everything, the whole world has changed, and there's nothing we old timers are going to be able to do with it. I mean, I only won one award, and it's right up there for my from my I can't. What do you call what do you call baseball when it's not minors? But it was called something else. I forget what it was called. But anyway, minor, like in my hometown type thing. I've only won one, and I earned it. We won the championship. I probably, I don't need any more confidence.
Oh, so WTF was saying...
Turn on super stickers, please. How do I do that? How do I do that? Oh, sorry. Do you want to read that? Read something while I turn on super stickers. If I can. I'll try to do it really quick.
Right. WTF was saying, I have also shipped to all continents except Africa. Okay. Has anyone ever shipped to Africa? I'm wondering. I need a world map to pin flags to the countries being shipped to.
We have some. Remember we used to make pin maps. We've got like a dozen of them. That was my tiny experience with Amazon AFB. Automatically fulfilled by Amazon. AFB? Right. So we made a whole bunch of pin maps and we shipped them into Amazon. So we made hundreds of them and turned on a store. We were doing some work with this company to sell these maps. And we made hundreds and hundreds of maps, and we had to ship in batches of them 5 at a time and package them all and all this stuff. And then we didn't make any money from this whole adventure because of the Amazon fees and everything. Plus, Amazon would damage things, plus returns. It was horrible. It was zero money. What was interesting about it was that it actually worked in the sense that we sent a whole bunch of things to Amazon. They sent them to other people. It just wasn't a good business thing. But they ended up sending us, out of maybe 200 items, 15, 20 of them were trashed. Like they ran them over with their equipment. They said that they were, they arrived in one piece, and then Amazon sent them back broken. They hadn't been shipped to anybody. They just came back as being damaged in their warehouse.
Yeah, I'm wondering, you know how eBay does sort of have a list of or don't they have a list of some countries that you can't, or continents, I suppose, in regards to Africa, that you can't ship to? I wonder if anyone has ever shipped to any countries in Africa.
Are we not allowed to ship to Africa?
I don't know. That's what I'm wondering.
Maybe only Europe can ship to Africa.
I wonder.
Can we go out of Africa?
Well, WTF is saying that they have shipped to all continents except Africa.
Yeah, I'm wondering if there's no infrastructure in Africa.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Or the mail stuff is bad. Supers.
And then
super stickers turned on.
And Tommy is
I don't know
saying,
if that'll show up right away
if you turn it off, go through policies with a fine-tooth comb. So if you turn off international sales, go through the policies with a fine-tooth comb.
Okay.
Again. And then Gina was saying, "Okay, I'll turn mine off too."
Yeah, we're gonna give it a shot and see if that does make it. Because I've heard a lot of chatter about it, but I tend to just ignore the chatter till I hear like a cohesive understanding of it. But it's about time to try that.
Yeah, well, right. Because however, though, once we get all the Apple computer stuff listed, that stuff would maybe sell to Europe, right? So
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to know now if that would just get rejected anyhow.
And Amy's saying that she's got lots of sales and she's in EIS. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. It might be, maybe if we all do it at the same. I'm not suggesting this for anybody because I'm not taking that kind of heat, but I'm gonna do it now. So if anybody else does it now, we could compare records for the next, few weeks, month or so, and see if we notice anything together, because it's much easier to compare notes. So
Biff's grandparents lived in Orange County, Laguna
Hills. Yes, I know Laguna
Land
Hills.
Of milk absolutely.
And honey. Laguna Hills. First of all, anything in California with hills is nice. That's just the way it works. Doesn't work that way at the rest of the nation.
That's what he said. Sorry, Patricia. Well, she's not here right now. So that's okay. Look at the sticker. What is that? That's so cute.
What is it? It's a little. I can't tell what it is because it's too tiny up there.
Eyes.
But thank you so much.
Oh, wait. Oh, look, right here.
Where?
What the heck?
What?
Oh, my goodness.
Jacqueline Rose.
Oh.
Thank you so much.
That's so sweet.
By the way, if I know that you could do that, I would have turned the stickers on already. I didn't realize. But thank you so much. That's very, very sweet of you. And very appreciative.
We're still trying to figure out, all the features and stuff on YouTube. So.
It's very confusing. And
we didn't want to bombard,
yes.
our...
Oh, but I did turn off the mid-scroll ads. I figured out how to do that. So you shouldn't be seeing just ads come on in the middle of this. They'll be at the beginning and I guess at the end, but not in the middle.
But we didn't want to bombard you guys, our loyal, subscribers, with a whole bunch of nonsense.
Well, I don't even know what the ads are. But, I mean, they could be lame ads. I don't even know because I have eBay, whatever.
But thank you, Jacqueline Rose.
Yes, thank you so much.
So stinking
That
sweet.
Makes today like cooler. I'm like, we got up at 11, but we made money.
And Amy was saying, Nesbitt Experience was saying to Tommy, that makes sense.
Something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue. Are you getting married? Are you getting married? Tommy, let me preface this by saying nothing you do will ever fix bad pricing or bad products. The world has changed 180 degrees since April. Prices have dropped drastically if you haven't adjusted. Yes, that's very true. No, and I have in our personal case, nothing. Our prices are not affected from April in the sense that 45 records and the people we're selling to and the quality of the records. So the quality of the item is good. The prices can be adjusted. That's why when I'm doing the nuclear reset since the beginning of the year, I'm lowering every single one of my items by 1% a day. So far, 17th, where my entire store has dropped in value by 17%. And that may be the reason why we're starting to see some incremental sales that are more a little more consistent. And that's okay if that's what it is. I hope that's what it is. And this is kind of a good way to me to do it. And also I think about it. Now tell me if I'm right about this, because this is the math part again that I keep thinking about. If I lower my store 1% a day, so if I have 100 items, 1% is $1. But then I sell 5 items and I lower the store by 1%, it won't be a full $1. It'll only be 95 cents. So it doesn't, even if I have the same amount of items, I guess if I keep the same amount of items, I have to keep the same amount of items.
You look like you're in heaven.
Look at this. I'm floating up to heaven because we have to go soon.
And Tommy, right. Oh, he's...
Oh, no, I'm like the fat guy. What was the fat movie with Brendan Fraser? Remember at the very...
The Whale.
Has anybody seen that?
Oh,
we shouldn't ruin it.
So good.
It's a really good movie.
Tommy was saying, Josh is always late.
I can't get all the...
Biff was saying, yeah, I know some of those Sausalito and Tyburn.
That didn't work at all.
High class people. Oh, Steve Vash is... I wonder why everything we buy has gone up in price, but not what we sell. Isn't that strange? Yeah, that's a good point.
I'm gonna sit here in complete obfuscation.
And then Tommy is saying it's needs versus wants, Steve. And then Steve is agreeing, saying, good point, Tommy. Oh, Tommy, so logical.
You really added a lot of oomph to that conversation.
Oh.
You really made it come alive. Josh is always late, so we don't have to worry about Josh. Biff Buffo, yeah. I know some of those Sausalito and oh, you already said that. Yes, the hills. Anything named the hills? Well, we had, I'm from Menlo Park. I'm over here. The sun is just burning my brain off here. In Menlo Park, which we did have West Menlo, which was hilly.
You look so funny.
And then we had Los Altos Hills, which is a really nice area.
Here, you want to talk?
You could have horses. No. I need to sell some needs. Yeah. I mean, if you're selling regular stuff, like not collectible stuff, then you definitely need to focus on the right needs. Collectible
clothing,
stuff.
Shoes.
Yeah. Or massagers, digital cameras. Go watch J-Ride. I mean, honestly, that kid knows what to pick. And there's other people too, not just J-Ride. But if you need to run a business on eBay that sells stuff and you don't care about what the stuff is, J-Ride is your dude.
Right. If you don't have like this, some sort of connection to the stuff, you know. Like,
if you're not trying to run a boutique operation where you curate your items,
right,
and you're just looking for high sell-through rate items, he's your man. He'll show you how to do it. And I'd also go to Stoic Reseller for clothing. He seems to know what he's doing there. Although there is, I mean, go watch him. But I think Tech and Sports is, you know, the king of clothing.
Well, and Stoic does it part-time, right?
Yes, he works. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-oh. I lost. Okay, here we are. Thanks again, Jacqueline Rose. That's so awesome. Thank you so much.
That little animated.
Let's see. We're gonna get off
silly.
here in just a minute. Yeah. So let me just cruise through here and see.
Tommy was saying that he has a pair of pants that's been lost for 2.5 years.
Seriously?
He said, is that in Africa? Moronic Pest said no, it's Indonesia. Oh, sounds it sounds more like Asia.
Well, Indonesia is, Jakarta is like India almost. I mean, it's like one of those places with the little streets and the 3-wheeled cars and everybody's crazy. I mean, it's no wonder when stuff goes to a place like that it could get lost. It's just like so many people. Such humanity.
Steve was saying 7,000 sales and 1 to Africa, and it got damaged in shipping.
Yeah. Don't sell to Africa. I mean, I don't want anybody not to be able to buy something from me, but that seems probably why we don't ship to Africa, I'm guessing, is that every single item that goes there gets broken. I wish I was a kid in the 80s. I wish when I was a kid in the 80s, I could have cleaned out some of those Laguna Hill consignment shops.
No kidding.
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing stuff for a long time. So before I even moved here, we did stuff. Even when we went back to, so when I left California, estate sales were a thing for sure. But when we went back a few years later,
it was cutthroat.
It was cutthroat, and dudes were coming in with the stickers and just stickering it. So they'd be first in line.
People were lined up at like 4 a.m, and
they would sticker stuff. You wouldn't even have to put your hand on it. I bought this. You would just sticker things.
Well, we were told people were lining up at 4 a.m. We weren't there.
We got there
at
6.
One time we did, right?
Or 5.
And they were like,
late.
Yeah, people were here.
Yes, I'm the ghost of. Oh, look how it changed, though. I'm back.
I know, it was so quick.
I know. Biff says, I know Menlo is fancy. I knew a couple kids there from college. Yeah, it was very fancy. I mean, Atherton is the fancy. Menlo Park is like the cool. It was like the bedroom community fancy. Nice, expensive, but like ranch homes. Atherton was like mansions, and then Palo Alto is a mix of both. So depending on which of those you lived in, you kind of knew. But I had a lot of friends who lived in the mansions whose fathers were heads of the industry around there, Hewlett Packard and stuff. And so they're the wives that I'm talking about. My friends' moms didn't have a lot to do by the time the kids were in like grade school and stuff. So they became, a lot of them either became interior designers or desktop publishers. That was the big thing for the wives. And so I would see just the coolest stuff from being designed in the early 80s, late 80s. I would see these rooms being set up, all stuff that I still love today, for sure.
Outdoors Worlds. Primo, the good part of being nice and friendly with the buyers, one sale of $14 ended up to be 3 sales of $78. Yesterday, the same thing as well.
Yeah, that's a new thing that we're trying, is upselling records and comic books.
Yeah, Hey Fro, Jeff was like, you really should try it.
And we did. And 2 times.
Yeah,
got sales.
Both times we tried it, it worked.
Okay, guys, we're going to take off now. Thank you all so much for joining us. Jacqueline Rose.
Thank you.
Here's
thank
another
you,
one for you.
So sweet.
That was just for you, Jacqueline Rose. And now we will do one more for everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone, for being here.
We'll see you tomorrow at 2:30. That will be our new standard time. We are going to be...
Wait, what? On Thursday?
Oh, no. You made me lie. Monday, 2:30. Wednesday, 2:30. Friday, 4 o'clock for the Tiki Show. Right now, we're just going to do 3 shows a week. Monday, 2:30. I have to say it 3 times according to marketing people. Monday, 2:30. Wednesday, 2:30. Friday, 4 o'clock. Thank you so much. Love you guys. Go watch Josh Gald. He's coming on soon. I think there's also something else popped up. There might be a eBay Power Hour thing with some more words from Pete, because I think they do release that on Wednesday at 11.
Thank you, everyone. You
Aloha.
guys have a great day, too.
Have a great day. Hope your sales are great.
Bye, everyone.
See you on Friday at 4. Aloha.